Alright, all good to go.
So it seems pretty crazy that after all the moving around that you guys have done, you all have made it way back into Norwalk, and at the same time back here to Bowling Green. Was it planned that you guys would end up like that?
None of this was really planned. It was kind of, I don't know, everything just kind of fell together. Travis was going to be going to school, and Matt had an apartment up here at one time, and then Kevin was going to make the move, and I ended up following suit about a year later. So, yeah, it was kind of like a perfect storm, really.
Yeah, Norwalk was completely spontaneous. Like,
yeah,
Travis and I lived in the same apartment complex in Columbus, and I don't think I ever saw him once while I was down there.
Nope.
And coincidentally, we both moved back to Norwalk at the same time and rekindled a childhood friendship.
Nothing like rekindling that old flame.
Yep.
If you guys want to all go around and say your name and like what you play in the band. Sorry, I forgot to ask that first.
Okay. I'll start. I'm Travis Richards. I play drums in Lesson 22.
I'm Matt Patrick. I play bass.
I'm Chris Kirk. I play guitar and triangle.
I'm Kevin Stoll. I sing vocals and I play rhythm guitar and drink tea.
So you guys have been friends during high school. How has your friendship been since getting together and creating Lesson 22?
I can't stand them. No, I think, I don't know, we've become a pretty close-knit family. I think before the band we were just more acquaintances, and I'd say now we're pretty good friends.
How's it been different than before?
Well, we all live together, so the dynamic, it goes from being friends to also being like a family where there's like, there's stuff to do.
Financial issues.
Yeah, there's things to get done. So, but being a band also helps that too, because we're already used to operating like a business together. So we do all right. We've had a few late rent payments and all here and there, but we do all right all together.
Songs such as Insomnia and Crashing and Burning are about losing sleep from what seems to be a girl. Then you have songs like Running Shoes and Blue Skies are about overcoming some particular problems and trying to figure out your place in the world. What inspires you guys to write about the things you do and what you want people to feel while listening to Lesson 22 song?
Well, I started writing lyrics about a particular person, and then it just kind of gravitated towards like things that I saw wrong in the world, or just daily struggles with not necessarily a romantic thing to it. So right now we're just gearing towards, I don't know, picking out what we don't like in the world and writing about it. There's not much else, nowhere else to go, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll still write love songs. I mean, I always will. Always be a love song.
I love your love songs.
There's actually, when I was at work today, one of the sculptors at work was talking about, it was a conversation between two of them, and they were talking about how in art they weren't sure whether or not, you wanted to have an idea and you'd have to explain that idea as an artist to the people that are looking at your artwork, or if you'd just rather have something that you could instantly see the message in it. And one of the other ones, like the second one, brought up how when he does art, he's a sculptor, and when he sculpts, he picks a problem in his own life that he thinks that other people could relate to, but packages it so that it's still solely his problem, so that way people aren't as apprehensive about looking at his work. They don't have to reflect so much upon themselves that they start to feel bad about themselves about the problem that they're looking at. So it helps to using yourself as a vessel so that other people can see what's going on in their life. That's why I like Kevin's writing. It's awesome. I think he's a great writer.
And if you see us live, we're up there, we have a good time, we let people know we're having a good time. Even in the emotional songs, we'll play a tearjerker or something. But we'll still we'll be laughing at the end of the song, and it's just I don't know, it's a monument showing that we've overcome, our past problems.
Do you guys
Right.
all write the songs, or is it just in like
Um,
one person writes the songs?
I typically write most of it, but I want to get into co-writing, and one of these guys approaching me with lyrics that they've written. And that's something we're still working on. Matt and I wrote a song together, "Cry On," and that's on Animal Hill, our album. So, but primarily, yeah, the lyrics come from this direction.
What's the meaning behind the band name?
See, I put that, and and I don't want to, because I remember, we can edit this part out, but remember that you were like kind of like, I don't know if you should put that in the paper, about the meaning. So you don't have to like say anything that you don't want to say, man.
Well, I don't know.
I know you told me it was like
This is such an awesome
Chris.
question. We get it. This question's asked so many times, but like,
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I explained it kind of.
all right, let's hear what you got to say about it.
Okay.
I've heard you explain it before, I think.
Okay. The lesson aspect is based on self-reflection, seeing what you may not like about yourself, something else, a particular situation, and just kind of growing from that, and maybe being, I don't know, kind of self-educated about it. And then when I said epiphany, that's kind of what I meant. Like, something happens and it just changes your viewpoint on a lot of things around you. And then the 22 part is just relevant to Kevin's particular epiphany.
And that is a person that kind of made me get into music. Someone I invested a lot of emotion in.
Yeah.
And that's our first few songs. That's primarily what it was about. But I like 22. I mean, it's funny that was the number that symbolizes this person. But what we did was we took the first two, and turned it around so that they were facing each other, and that's kind of like, that displays what it means, self-reflection.
Yeah, because like the whole like self-reflection, epiphany type thing, like does that? Well, if you're the songwriter or the lyric writer, because I feel like everybody has this different ideology of the world. Everybody sees it like a little differently, and so basically kind of what I've asked before. But like if that reflects the way that you write the lyrics, or like the way that you want people to, like when they listen to that particular song, if you like whatever you're feeling when you write that certain song, is if that reflects into what you want the person who listens to that certain song, if you want them to feel that certain thing, whatever it is. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's kind of weird, but
I think, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know where it comes from. I could write a song in 5 minutes, and sometimes it takes 5 months. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I like to be thorough, get the point across. But I kind of like to be witty too, just to have that comical aspect of it. Just it's like sitting back and laughing at all of it.
yeah.
I mean, I take it seriously. We all take it seriously, but it just comes back to overcoming, the issues that we write about.
Yeah.
But I definitely do want people to feel a certain way. Well, not a certain way, but a general way. When they hear the words.
Yeah. All right, and so let's talk about like when you guys like play shows, like the way that you perform them. You told me that the band's very first show was a benefit in Norwalk, like back in 2010. So comparing that first show to like right now, or your most recent show, like how have you guys performed differently, or what have you guys gotten better at? Or what do you guys like to do now? Like, or how do you feel like when playing a show now?
I feel like for me, back then, when that first show, I was really nervous, just because it was our first show, and from what I remember, it wasn't all that great. But now, I don't know. For me, when I play now, I just try to be as animated as I possibly can on stage. I try jumping around and just getting into it. But I mean, if you get into it, the crowd may get into it, and that's kind of what makes a good show. Really, is just work as hard as you can in anything you do, and the crowd usually reflects that.
Yeah, because you guys told me that you think it's like really important to play with emotion, and it's really important to keep the energy high between the crowd and the band. And so it's kind of like I'm just curious, like when you guys are playing live and you're looking at the people, to see if they're into it or if they're not. It's kind of like the whole cell phone thing when you're in a room, what we talked about, where everybody's on their cell phone, nobody's giving off this positive energy, nobody's really, like right now, we're all together, so the energy's really,
we're interacting, so we're sharing energy as opposed to staring at a screen.
And so
reading about what Johnny had for dinner.
I should call Johnny back.
I'm just curious, like when you guys are up there and you're looking at everybody, it's just kind of like what's going through your guys' minds?
For me, I'm just trying to keep myself together, really. I don't know. It's, for me, like, I don't know, I jump around and I'm sure I probably look ridiculous at times, but I don't know, you kind of work past that, you get used to it, and to the point where you really don't care. But I don't know. I don't even know what I think about when I play. I just think 1, 2, 3. 4. Yeah, I'm just like, I try to keep my mind clear, because if I think about anything, I'll just like forget what I'm doing. I don't really think about much. Just kind of take in everything.
I try to make a lot of eye contact, like personal eye contact. Make a point.
Sexual contact.
Make a point to like let somebody know that we're sharing this energy, and it helps. It feeds me. When I look in somebody's eyes, I can tell if they're feeling it or not. If they like the music or if it's touching them at all, and it helps. It takes away nerves, and I go somewhere else. It's nice.
We all have a lot more fun playing now opposed to Norwalk Eagles 2010 Monica Rose benefit. That was
why was that so like?
Oh man, that show was awesome. One of our friends, Kevin Obermeyer, organized the whole thing for a girl who had cancer, and it was in like a reception hall at like a local club. It was not exactly a music venue in any way.
They had a stage.
Yeah, they had a stage. Yeah, it was to call out bingo numbers, I think. But yeah, it was. I think it was just the nerves. Like I didn't even have time to enjoy myself because I had to think of everything I could possibly do wrong. And even now, like one show to the next, like we're playing here one night, and then the next night we play somewhere else. I have more fun if we play a lot better. That's for sure. And you can know within the first 20 seconds of the first song you play, like if it's going to be one of those shows or if it's going to be like
and what's funny is if you realize it's going to be one of those shows, it truly becomes one of those shows. It's like something it's so hard to overcome, really.
Once you've like got to that mountain, it's maybe we've had a couple shows where it started out shaky and then we like finished awesome.
I'm referring to the ones where we don't finish very
that's
awesome.
What I'm talking about too.
You're like, oh no, this is going to be a long night.
You don't still want to sign
We've been there for 3 hours. The last band to play.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll have a few drinks in that time.
What about you, Matt? Do you still have fun? Do you have fun, or do you not have fun?
I'm just going through the motions.
So we get that big paycheck.
Hired gun, Matt Patrick.
It's funny because our first shows we didn't even use our own instruments half the time.
We'll use yours.
That or you were playing a different kit and
that had
more comfortable with today's shows for sure.
Yeah.
Having your own equipment.
And I think we're over the past couple of years we're like all falling into our own roles in the band. When you pick up an instrument, you want to play, and that's what we did. We all played at the same time, and we're becoming more dynamic and finding our own roles to create this thing, Lesson 22, and that makes me feel more comfortable. It's like a selfless feeling when you're not playing.
Conforming to the masses is sweet when you're in a band. You don't really have to be an individual as much. It's sweet to be behind a drum set too. I have a physical barrier between me and the audience. It feels really good. even stepping out to like go up and talk to one of you guys, I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling naked and exposed out here.
I've taken more clothes off.
Well, yeah,
I stayed fully clothed our first show. It's hot up there.
All right, so let's talk about like the future a little bit. Just also the last question here, but so you told me about that you guys are gonna be going into a studio and recording with a guy from here on.
Yep.
Can you just like tell me a little bit about that? And I know that you got recording time or studio time because you won Battle of Bands last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Birthday party.
At a birthday party?
That was my birthday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, talk a little bit about that, and then also talk about plans like moving to Texas within a year.
Wait, we're moving to Texas?
We were talking about it.
We were talking about it. Moving in general,
Yeah.
but Texas is on the
That's on the list.
list of places.
I'm pulling for Tennessee.
Me too.
Tennessee's sweet, but I think Texas would be better.
I think Tennessee would be way better.
We'll just have rock, paper, scissors matches.
Yeah, that's how we decide a lot of things.
I guess what kind of stuff do you guys want to pursue with this band? You know,
Can we plug Sean at Mohawk Studios? The guy we're recording with? Let's plug him. His name's Sean Daly. He has a big mohawk.
It's won a lot of awards.
Yeah, he's an award-winning artist, producer. He wears a really, really awesome mohawk. His studios are named after his mohawk, Mohawk Studios. We haven't really even known him that long, but it turns out, like, he knows all of the people we know from back home. Like, he's been in the scene, behind the scenes for a long time, like, over 20 years. So, we're excited about that for sure. I am for sure. It's finally going to happen.
What about Ian?
Yeah, and then there's a guy in town here, his name's Ian Poor. He used to play with a band called Flow Trio. Now he's doing his own solo stuff and producing on his own. And, he offered us some studio time, so we're gonna like snatch that up and utilize that because it's free, which is awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be saving so much money, dude.
Yeah, definitely. And he's super talented and has the setup and the equipment to like really do awesome stuff. So, that's just
I'm
good
excited.
networking.
I'm excited just to play, and that's it. So there's first
That's it.
Yeah.
Holy hell, Skibbs!
Skibbs our cats up on the
How does he get up there?
I've never seen him up there before.
Yeah, Matt produced our whole first album, so he's gonna enjoy the break, just going in and doing his thing and getting
pressure
out.
of that.
Yeah. But no, after we record, we're really focusing on merchandise and stuff to get us by if we do happen to tour, which is another one of our aspirations. So t-shirts and all that. We had a friend of ours do some artwork for us. We're going to use that, and we have CDs coming in. Matthew, what's that looking like?
18th.
Ooh, we got a date.
February 18th.
We remastered our album,
Your mixtape too.
and so those are in the mail, and will be ready for purchase the 18th.
Sweet. And like, if a person wants that, they just contact you to get it.
Yep, we're all on Facebook. We have a Facebook page under Lesson 22. Message, post. Eventually we're going to get an iTunes account and start selling our music on iTunes, which is, I've heard that's pretty smart.
What kind of designs are you guys looking for shirts and stuff? And
Good ones.
Best
ones.
Here, we'll show
We'll
you
the
what
best and the brightest.
our artist friend drew up for us.
Yeah.
People at home can't see it though.
Yeah, people at home can't see it, but hopefully they will one day.
You guys could upload that, right?
Yeah, actually, I have a digital copy of it.
Put it in
everything.
All of it would actually
picture
combine.
of the interviews.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But notice it's a mirror image if you put a line between the two, and that was important.
What's Johnny's last name?
Natol. Johnny
Plug him,
Natol. Yeah. Johnny Natol is a local artist. Works with me at my place of employment. He's an awesome painter. I like his paintings more like his drawings. I hope he hears this so he knows that, so he starts painting more often.
I like that deer head.
That deer head is so awesome.
If you
I know.
hold them back to back and hold them out to the light, like it all blends in like perfectly together.
Yeah, exactly. Like here, it's like a shadow box set, and then see how the twos frame the neat, crazy demon deer's eyes.
Yeah, it looks more like a demon.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So do you guys have all your songs written already for the new album?
For the most part.
Are we calling it an album? Are we doing a full album?
I
See,
don't
that's
really-
we haven't even decided that.
Releasing singles more so, like a set of like 4 songs rather than like a whole CD, and just kind of release throughout the year rather than like once a year release an album.
Keep the money coming in.
Keep people interested.
All right, is there? I mean, that's all the questions I have. If you guys want to say like anything else that you want to be in this that we haven't talked about, you can say. If not, that's all I got for you, man.
You guys were pretty thorough. I will say that.
Travis, what is the only thing in the human body that takes more than it needs?
That would be cancer. That's what we're not trying to do. We just saw this really cool movie. It's called I Am. And it taught us that
Changed my life.
human beings are,
That's why
they
it's
do really
22
too.
right
Our lives got changed again. So
Is it on
Yep.
Netflix?
yeah, but you have to order it from. You have to get the DVD. It's not streaming. It's from the director of Ace Ventura. He directed this documentary, and
Is it funny?
yeah, kinda, but it's more like it's like moving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uplifting.
Yeah, he has like a near-death experience and doesn't know if he's ever going to come out of a post-concussion
Concussions.
syndrome.
Yeah.
And so he asked himself like what he wants the world to know, and this is awesome. He was just
It's like, what's wrong with the world?
he wants people to ask what's wrong with the world, and then he wants the answer of how they can fix it. And so the
That's all these really smart people.
yeah, he just interviews tons of people, religious leaders, philosophers,
Scientists.
academics, and then like I think he interviews some directors. Oh, and writers. He interviews a ton of really great writers. Yeah, you need to check that out though. It's awesome.
I am.
All right. All right, this has been Lesson 22. Check out their music on its Facebook page and on Reverb Nation. Their next show will be at Mickey Finn's Pub in Toledo on March 2nd.
That might be updated.
March 2nd show?
No, we
Well, before
have
that.
it sooner.
Is that
Sooner
official
show.
now?
Yeah, that's official.
Sweet. What is it?
It's beneficial. It's a show.
Well, I mean, what?
Well-
where? I guess.
Oh, it's at Mickey Finn's. Doors are at 8:30. It's through Innovation Concerts, and they put on some great shows. I don't even know who the headlining band is.
Are we playing with the Flaming Hot Marbles?
That's not that show.
Oh, okay. This is a different.
I was asked if we wanted to play at Howard's next Saturday and find 2 bands to play with us.
Well,
There's the next show.
I guess
So,
we gotta start. I guess we gotta start getting to work on that right now. Then,
All right, so next show will be next Saturday at Howard's.
Next
if
Saturday.
we don't drag our feet, yep.
What's
Well, let's not drag our feet.
No, we
Let's make it
16th.
official, like right here.
The 16th.
Yep, the 16th.
Okay, yep.
February 16th, Howard's.
Howard's H Club.
Howard's Club Hall. Be there.
All right, that's it. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.